Hello admins, how we doing out there? I'm gonna try to keep today's video fairly short, but we got a few things to cover. Just because it's that time of year and we know how May gets to be. Actually, it seems like the moose year is over, but then there's a whole lot of stuff to do because the moose year is over. Um, so I've been getting questions about some Moose Charities donations right now, so I'm just gonna give you some reminders on that. So on the AAA project and on the Indiana House, the parents' living quarters, those checks should be being written to Moose Charities and sent directly to Moose Charities. Please don't put it to the Indiana Moose Association. Don't put it to a district or anything like that. It goes directly to Moose Charities. The check gets made out to Moose Charities. In the memo line, though, you want to put AAA or the Indiana House, Parents Living Quarters, or Indiana House. As long as it says Indiana House, they're probably going to be able to figure out exactly what it goes to. Some lodges have asked where they stand on their AAA giving. When Moose Charities is done finalizing their numbers, which I'm going to assume should be fairly quick, they're usually done by the 10th of the month. They will give those dollar amounts to our wonderful Moose Charities chairperson, Mike Shane, and he puts that into an Excel file for us so we can see where lodges stand. And as soon as we have that, we will send that out to all the lodges so where they're updated to last year. We only do that about once a quarter. We don't do that every month. So you guys kind of have to keep track where you're at, but at least you'll see where you're at in the first year of that 3-year project. Again, let me just cover that real fast because some lodges are still asking. So that project is based on your membership ending 2021-22 year. It's $3 per member based on that number, and it is over a 3-year period. You're not expected to pay all that at once. They want you to pay basically $1 per member per year. So just for example, if you had 500 members ending, not this last year that just ended a couple weeks ago, but the year before, if you had 500 members, your overall giving is going to be $1,500 over 3 years, and they want you to pay $500 a year on it. That makes it a little bit easier that way. So just that's where that number comes from. Excuse me. The Indiana House, it's whatever the lodge can afford to give or wants to give. Again, we're trying to hit $75,000 by Indiana Day. That is the state president is pushing that project because we would like to present them with a check when we're at Indiana Day. Because if we should be able to get that amount, that's going to put the Indiana House top of the list to be remodeled out of the parents' homes, or out of all the different homes. The parents' quarters will get pushed to the top. So we're trying to make that happen for them. Also, endowment and AR payments. It's that time of the month. We ask that, as soon as you get your AR statement, your statement of accounts, same thing, that you get that taken care of and sent in as quickly as possible. Especially if you're doing it the old-fashioned way and sending a check, because it's going to take time to get there. So as soon as you get that AR payment emailed to the lodge, that needs to be sent off. At the same time, as an easy reminder, that's when you should be sending your endowment in as well. Of course, endowment goes to Moose Charities. Both of them have the same address on them, but again, they should be different envelopes. One should be marked Moose Charities. Your AR payment is going to go to Moose International, care of the finance department, so it gets to the right place at the right time. But the reason why we're talking about that, it seems like we have lots of lodges not sending their endowment in on time, and they're not doing it correctly. So let's go through that real quick. So we're now at the beginning of May. You've been collecting all of April. April should be sent in. All of them you collected in April should be sent in now. When they receive that, that's going to be your May giving endowment. So it's everything you collected last month sent in now. That needs to be sent in fairly quick. Also, if you're sending in the old-fashioned way and sending a paper check in, because it takes time to get there. We've had some lodges miss out on possibly a Premier Lodge award because they missed one too many months. You have to give 10 out of the 12 months. They let you make mistakes, but they're only going to let you make so many mistakes. And if you have forgotten, remember you can go on the Moose Charities website to the donate section in the top right-hand corner, go down to where it says endowment, and just give $5 on your card. That way you're covered for that months of giving. Still send in the check, which may end up being late or counted on the next month, but that way you're counted for the month. So again, send your payment in as quickly as possible. If you should forget by the end of the month, go on the Moose Charities website, donate that way. That way you're covered. Just some housekeeping things. Again, we're talking about May and being busy. So we want to make sure that all our officers are being put into LCL with a starting date of May 1st. We do not give them an ending date. You may have trouble entering some of those lodges or some of those officers based on a couple of things. If it's a man, he has to be in a Moose Legion. If it's a woman, they have to belong to a chapter somewhere. So we should already be working on that. Again, we get these situations where it comes to the end of June, they haven't been put in either of those, and they have to be removed from their office. Several of those offices were uncontested, so they knew they were going to win it long before the April election. They should have been working on it then. So if you have a man officer that needs to be put in but is not in the Moose Legion, contact your Moose Legion secretary for your jurisdiction. Say, hey, we need to do a mini conferral. We need to make that happen. If you have a female member and she's not a member of a chapter, the lodge itself doesn't have a chapter in it, she needs to join a chapter somewhere, that needs to get taken care of fairly quickly so they can get put in there. Also, if you're having to put in a junior past president that is not the immediate last president, it's not letting you put it in, that's fine. You need to be going through from the juniority. So the most recent one going back, and if you have found one and need to put them in, it won't let you put them in. It's a glitch in the system because they weren't the most recent president, so it's not letting them go in as junior past president. Just send me an email with their name and MID number. I will contact the membership department and say, hey, this needs to be overridden and this person needs to be put in. So that's an easy to take care of. Also, those officers need to be current on their lodge leadership training. Again, if they've taken a class online or in person, they're good for 3 years. But if we have new officers they've never been through, or if they have been longer than 3 years, they need to take the class again. There have been some in-person classes. There aren't a ton of them right now. We're short on trainers, but the lodge leadership is available online on the Moose International website. So I'm not looking at those yet, but you know in your lodge if they need training. So make sure they're taking that. Again, I don't care if there's multiple people, have them bring the laptops in and work in the lodge and help each other. I don't consider that cheating. I'm not saying they should be taking the test for somebody else, but they can help each other. They're going to get the same 40 questions, but they're going to be mixed up. They're not going to be in the same order for everybody. And I always do suggest that they have a piece of paper there. Someone even said the other day, use their phone and take a picture. If they get a question wrong, have them write down. It'll give the correct answer after that. They should write that down because if they have to take that test again, then they have the answer. I don't consider that cheating because hopefully that mistake and them writing it down, they'll remember it and they've learned something from it. So on that test, they have to get an 80% or better out of those 40 questions. If they do not get 80%, then they'll have to take it again. But they can take it as many times as possible until they get it right. But again, I have no problem with people working as a group and helping each other learn. So, if you have 3 officers that need it, have those 3 officers get together. Have someone who's taken the test before that knows more about the lodge or has more experience, have them help them along. I have no problem with that as long as it's not somebody else actually taking the test for them. Also, it's lodge safety inspection time. The lodges need to get that done before May 31st. May 31st is a Wednesday and it's after Memorial Day, so I'm really going to be hitting lodges hard the week before, saying you haven't done your lodge safety inspection form. Why that is important is because if you do not get it done in time, your risk pool insurance will go up by 10%. That's the only way that the locked-in, has the ability to say, hey, you didn't answer these questions. We don't know what's going on in the lodge, so we're just going to increase your insurance. And that would happen with any other insurance as well. Again, I say go online. That's an LCL. Print up that report first. then fill it out paper-wise. Go and do all the inspections you have to do. It's going to need your lodge's insurance for coverage for your property and workman's comp if you have it, and your fidelity bond. It's going to need to know all that information on there. Go ahead and write out stuff on paper. Then go back to the computer, get in, and put all that information in once you have it. Because if you're going into LCL to those reports, and you let it set too long, it will time you out. So that's the easiest way to do that, is print it up in advance. Have your trustees help you on those inspections. That's what they're there for. It's part of their job. So don't put it all on yourself. Also, when you do put that report in, when you're done, make sure when you hit save, there is the green line that says that it has been saved, because we have too many people that put it in, it didn't click or it didn't take, and then they're not getting credit for it being done on time. Also, if you do it on time, the Moose International is giving you a $100 credit on your AR payment, so there's an extra incentive to get it done on time as well. So not only are you keeping your insurance from getting raised, you're getting $100 on your AR payment taken off, so that's awesome. The last thing, I'll be real quick on this because I'm going to be harping on it for the next couple of months. Again, it's May 1st. We're into the new year. Your 990 can be started. Its deadline is September 15th, but there is absolutely no reason to wait till September 15th to be turning it in. So let's turn that in as soon as possible. I know I've got some good lodges, and they're going to have it all done and completed before the end of the month. That's fantastic. Also, we have a new 990 chairperson. That's Sharon Short from Auburn. I put her email in the last video and email that went out. Not in the video, but in the email. And her name now shows on the new state chairman's document. That's who you need to be sending your 990s to. Again, in the past, the way we've done it, she may change a little bit, but I doubt it. We need to make sure we're taking a picture or a PDF of the top copy of the 990s to show that it's done. And 990s have to be done electronically now. They cannot be sent in the old-fashioned way. You need to take, you'll get an electronic confirmation number when that is turned in from the IRS saying, yes, we received it, and they'll give you a confirmation code. Both those things, the confirmation code and the top copy of the 990, need to be sent to Sharon Short. All right, that's all. Kept it 12 minutes. That's not terrible. Y'all have a good week. Take care.